Bentley and Devin are building a multi-million-dollar home, and today they've crammed in 4 different crews, all working at the same time to finish their jobs before it's too late. Stacking crews like this might save time now, but one mistake could be catastrophic later. And with the most critical inspection just days away, it's a gamble that could cost them the entire schedule. If you've ever wondered what really goes into building a high-end custom home, this is the part no one shows you.
It is a madhouse with all these subs here today. Wow, what a day. So cold, like 12 degrees. Framers are here, we have excavators here, HVAC, and then you got the plumbers right there. All in the same house, all at the same time. And every single one of those trades would rather be working on the job site alone. But instead, we have 4 different trades working on top of each other.
We're on such tight deadline, we just gotta have everybody here, all hands on deck.
It's gonna be noisy, it's gonna be hectic, it's Monday! Now that the framing's done and I can stand in the house, it's even more overwhelming. I see that the HVAC guy's got to finish, the electrician's got to finish, the plumber's got to finish. All these subs have to finish because we already attentively had to schedule the insulators and the drywallers. And if we don't make it and we have to push them back and it doesn't align with their schedule, we're going to be completely derailed. And I don't know if we'll make the parade. So there's a lot on the line right now.
The HVAC crew is one of the first to show up after framing. Their job? Build the system that moves air through the house. Without it, no heat in the winter, no AC in the summer. It all starts with flat sheets of galvanized steel. First, they cut each sheet to the right size using special scissors called snips. Next, they bend the metal into shape using a big clamp called a brake. It folds the metal along crisp lines to make the sides of the duct. If the folds aren't straight, the whole system leaks or rattles. Once the pieces are folded, they attach the sides using connectors called S-locks and drive cleats. The pieces slide together and lock in tight. This creates an airtight box, what they call the main trunk line. Now they have to get this system through the house. That means cutting into the wood framing to make space for the ducts to pass through. They notch the edges of floor joists or wall studs, but only in very specific spots. If they take out too much wood, they weaken the frame, so they're extremely careful.
This HVAC guy, he literally keeps cutting his hands. It's like day 2, he's cut his hands both days. Keep asking him, why don't you wear gloves? He's like, well, if I cut my hands, all I gotta do is grab some super glue, grab a towel, and it boosts my immune system. I'm like, well, even if that worked, that's not the way I want to boost my immune system.
While ducts are being installed inside, something a lot less glamorous is happening out front. The crew is trenching from the road all the way to the house, making way for the main sewer line. This pipe is what connects the home to the city sewer system. Everything from sinks, showers, and toilets eventually flows through here. They get it done and the trench disappears. One more unseen system in place. One more step closer to closing this house in. The second the sewer line hits the house, the plumbers are already moving. No break, no buffer. They're loading in pipes and getting to work. They have to push their way in just for some elbow room. It's crowded, it's loud, but nobody wants to be the reason for a delayed or failed inspection. The plumbers start by mounting the main drain line along the basement ceiling. That's the pipe that'll carry waste from every floor out to the city system. From there, the system branches fast. Pipes are cut, glued, and locked into place. It's all done by hand, one connection at a time, but the layout has to be exact. They're building a system most people will never see, but one bad joint, one missed angle, and it all comes back to haunt you later. On the pressure side, they switch to flexible tubing. Water lines are run through the ceiling joists like veins, carefully drilled and clipped in with little black brackets to keep them tight and quiet. At the intersections, they use brass fittings, crimped tight with a handheld press that leaves no room for leaks. Some pipes go straight up to the next floor. Others angle off to reach future sinks, tubs, and showers. Each one ends exactly where a fixture will go, even if that fixture won't be installed for weeks. And it all has to be done now, because once the inspector comes through, this system needs to be sealed, pressurized, and perfect. In just a few days, they've built the entire circulatory system of the house, buried behind walls, but absolutely essential to everything that comes next.
One thing we like to do in our houses is in the garage, we actually like to put hot and cold hose bib So then you can wash your car, spray this out, or you can use hot or cold in the garage. Super convenient, good place to have it. In most houses, we're gonna have is a 55-gallon water heater. What we have right here, this is instant hot water, and then also we have a recirculating pump on it so that, let's say you're in the second story and you turn on the hot water, you're not waiting 2-3 minutes for hot water. So you should never run out of hot water if you have one of these. One thing every homeowner needs to know is where their main shutoff is. Let's say you're trying to hang that big TV you just got, and then as you're screwing it in, you hit a pipe, water starts shooting everywhere. This is where you'd run and go to and turn off to save yourself from more flooding.
While plumbing snakes through the rafters, HVAC crosses right behind, ready to split off the main trunk into branches of their own. The crew installs metal collars, round rings that attach to the trunk lines. These are connection points for the smaller ducts that feed air into individual rooms. Then comes the flex duct. It's lightweight, insulated, and designed to snake through tight spots, between trusses, above hallways, behind walls. Each one gets connected to a vent boot. Every boot has to be placed just right, not only for airflow, but to avoid blowing straight onto furniture or blocking trim. Once the drywall is up, you'll just see the grill, the face of the vent that clips onto the boot and controls the direction of the air. But behind that, there's a whole system doing quiet work to keep the house comfortable. While the supply lines push air into the house, the return lines pull it back. This is the intake side of the system, the part that keeps air moving in a continuous loop. Here's how it works. Air gets pulled in through return vents, usually placed high on the wall or low to the floor. It travels through large ducts back to the furnace, where it's filtered, then either heated by a gas burner or cooled by copper coils filled with refrigerant. From there, a blower fan pushes it through the supply lines and back into the house. Without return air, the system can't breathe. Airflow stalls and rooms get stuffy. With return air, the cycle repeats over and over, keeping the air clean, the pressure balanced, and the temperature just right.
It's a big relief. We're starting to see these phases of construction start to wrap up. The plumber's almost wrapped up with what he's doing. The HVAC guy is basically finished. And it's a big relief to us to be able to see these things go in. It's been a bit of a challenge. These guys have been working on top of each other, trying to stay out of each other's way while also moving very quickly. They've done a great job at it. They're almost to the end, and it's looking really good. They just have to fight the cold weather for just a little bit longer and get it all wrapped up.
Outside, it's barely 10 degrees, and inside, it's not much warmer. The fireplace is finally in place, another milestone for the build. But on a day like this, it just feels like a cruel tease.
Got this fireplace in today. I wish it was turned on. My hands are freezing. It'd be so nice. But hey, construction, you don't get what you want most of the time. And yes, we'll just blister through it.
The cold isn't just uncomfortable, it slows everything down. Tools seize up, hands go numb, and crews start looking for warmer jobs. And with the electrician now on site, even more is at stake. Bentley and Devin are going to need all the speed they can get to finish in time.
I'm here at the job site today. The electricians are starting today, and the one thing they requested me is to tarp these windows. It's like 10 degrees, freezing out here. So I don't blame them, but it is a cost that we weren't expecting, but you want to keep your subs happy because you want this home to keep moving as fast as we can, and we don't want them to go on another job site. So here I am, we'll tarp this up, and it'll be good.
It's a small adjustment, but on a site like this, little things add up. Blocking the wind makes the space more workable, and once the heaters kick on, it starts to feel less like survival and more like progress.
This heater is going to be really nice for the subcontractors.
It's true, and having a good working environment, I mean, it makes a difference.
Yeah, I think the job will actually run smoother, faster, and maybe we'll get this thing built in time for the parade.
I'm hoping. We're cutting it close.
Yeah.
It's definitely nice seeing all the trades working smoothly. Things seem to be going a lot smoother now that we're closer to the end with these guys. We were able to get the heaters in, which made a big difference for the subs. You know, they're people like me and you, and their hands and fingers and joints get stiff when it gets really cold, and Now that we have the heaters in there, it should warm them up and hopefully make it a little bit easier, a little more enjoyable work environment for them. The next trade that we have coming in is the electrician. He's coming in to do all of our electrical, low voltage, all the accent lighting, things like that. We always have him start after the other trades, specifically the plumber and the HVAC guy, mainly because it's a lot easier for him to move around and work around those trades than it is the other direction. Having the plumber trying to do hard pipe around the electrical and having the HVAC guy try to run trunk lines around electrical is just a lot more difficult for them, and they end up having to cut wires, and it just makes more sense for the electrician to be able to work around them. So he always comes in after. He's going to be here starting soon. We just need to get him to wrap up the electrical, and we need to get the windows installed, and then once we do both of those, we'll be ready for inspection. The electrician is getting ready to get started, going for 4-way. In order for him to get his lights in the place that he needs all the information from us. In the kitchen, we have a beam layout going through here. It's a little complex because it's got to line up with the cabinets, and not everything's really spaced evenly, so we're gonna have to draw it out on the floor for him so he can shoot a laser up to the ceiling and determine where he's going to put his light. In the living room, we're gonna have a complex configuration of diamonds and circles. We need to be able to lay this out so he knows where each one of those is and he can space his lights accordingly. And then in the master, we have 4 beams going in that are all gonna be lit up, and he's gonna be doing some low voltage lighting in those beams, and so he's gonna need to know exactly where they are so he can locate and position his wires accordingly. Our guy Clayton, he's gonna be here marking it out with me today. We'll get him going, lined up, and get started.
In this house, the electricians aren't just pulling wire, they're shaping how it'll feel to live here. They've got a layout from the designer, showing where every switch, outlet, and fixture should go. But how those wires actually get there? That's figured out on site in real time. They're marking the floors, tracing lines across studs, and adjusting as they go, because with all the beams, cabinetry, and ceiling features in this home, the plans only get you so far. They pull solid copper wire from the panel, feeding it through studs and ceiling joists, stapling it down, labeling each run, and leaving coiled tails for the finish crew to hook up later. At each stop, wires are twisted together inside black plastic junction boxes, connecting power from the breaker panel to switches, lights, and outlets. The connections are capped tight, checked, and double-checked. And it's not just lighting. This is the phase where they rough in for smart switches, low voltage lighting, and anything else that'll live behind the walls once the house is done. But with a custom house like this, there's bound to be challenges the plan doesn't see coming. In the kitchen, on the most important wall in the room, a single light fixture needs to land exactly between the range hood and the cabinets, dead center at 46.5 inches. But when the electrician goes to mount the box, there's a problem.
I need to fix that box. It's 46.5 is right there. Just a scotch, but I don't know if you can with this pipe here. You may not be able to. I'm worried that's not going to be centered how we want it. It's like 47, it's like a ½ inch off.
It's only off by ½ an inch, but in a 2-foot space, it's noticeable, especially in a spot this visible. For a second, it looks like there's no fix. But after a few careful adjustments, they're able to shift the box, just enough to clear the pipe and hit the mark. It's easy to overlook electrical work in a framed house. There are no finishes, no flash, but this phase is essential. The way electricity flows, how zones are divided, where power lives, it all gets locked in now. And when it's done right, no one notices. The light just turns on, and everything feels like it's right where it should be.
The window guys are here. They got these massive windows we're about to install. It's gonna be nice to keep that cold air from coming in. Not to mention, I just am excited to look out and actually have glass. Every sub's gonna be happy about it, and I'm especially happy about it.
This is one of the moments that makes everything feel worth it. The windows are going in, and they're massive.
Hey, feeling good, like I should. When in darker, walk around the neighborhood. Feeling blessed, never stressed. Got that sunshine on my Sunday best. Yeah, hey, every day can be a a better day despite the challenge. All you gotta do is leave it better than you found it. It's gonna get difficult to stand, but hold your balance. I just say whatever, cause there is no way you're around it. Everyone falls down sometimes, but you just gotta know it'll all be fine. It's okay. It's okay. It's okay. Hey, feeling good, like I should. When in dark, walk around the neighborhood. Feeling blessed, never stressed. Got that sunshine on my Sunday best.
Inside, every wall is still open, exposing the wires, pipes, and ducts that power the whole home. And now, it all has to pass one critical test, the four-way inspection. Electrical, plumbing, HVAC, and framing, every system has to be visible, accessible, and perfect. If even one thing's out of place, it can hold up everything behind it. Drywall is standing by. So are the insulators. The schedule is tight, and this inspection has to go right the first time, or the entire build slows down.
So you got inspection today?
They're still wrapping up. We got a bunch of subs on site. Hopefully they can get it done before the inspector gets here, but city doesn't do timed inspections.
Oh, that sucks. So you have to just stand around here all day?
Well, yeah, if we want to be here to see what goes on, then yeah, that's essentially what you'd have to do, is you got to be on site all day. We just got to go as fast as we can and hope for the best.
Yeah, hopefully.
So we just finished our inspection. I just walked through with the inspectors. I'm kind of disappointed with our results. We didn't end up passing four-way inspection. There's a lot more items than I originally anticipated. A total of 26 different items that we have to go over and take a look at. Sets us back a day or two. We're going to have to call the insulator, push them back, and call the sheetrocker push and have him push back as well. We'll re-inspect as quick as we can. We're going to try and bust out these items as fast as possible, and we'll go from there.
With the house still open and every system exposed, now's the perfect time to capture it all. The team brings in a 3D scanner to create a full digital model of the home, accurate down to the inch. It logs every stud, every pipe, every wire, locked in place forever, even after the walls go up. Later, when someone needs to know what's behind the drywall, they won't have to guess. They'll just pull up the scan and find exactly what they need. It's a tool that saves time, money, and headaches. And on a project this complex, it's worth every second.
We're here, we just had our re-inspection for a four-way, and we were able to get most items done. The only thing left that we're missing, we have a broken truss up here that we just need to scab the other side of, and we should be good to insulate. It definitely feels a lot better than it did a few days ago.
That big old 26 item list.
Yeah, we got to make up a couple days now, on top of the other time that we still got to make up. But I think it's, at least it's doable. At least, we can keep moving forward and keep guys busy. Feels a lot better for sure.
Just like the white ring does, sing songs and I should sing it. Ooh, baby, ooh, just like the white ring does, sing songs and I should sing it. Ooh, baby, ooh, ooh. Well, I went today, maybe I will go again tomorrow. Yeah, well, music's there, well,
Weeks ago, framing the vault was one of the most challenging parts of this entire build. Now, with drywall finally going up, it's time to finish what they started. But putting flat drywall on a curved vault isn't easy. It starts with careful measurements, mapping out where each sheet will land and how much flex each one needs to fit the curve. The drywall sheets are softened with water, worked over with sponges until the core relaxes just enough to allow a controlled bend. While the sheets are still damp and flexible, they're lifted into place and slowly pushed into shape, pressed tight against the framing ribs that define the curve. Dozens of screws lock the sheet into position, holding the curve as it dries and sets. With each panel secured and trimmed, the vault is finally closed in. The shape that lived on paper, then in framing, now exists in full dimension. And it's not just the vault. In a matter of days, the crew has insulated and hung drywall across the entire house. The bones of the build disappear, and the living spaces start to reveal themselves. After weeks of crowded trades, constant coordination, and schedule pressure, the structure is built. The systems are buried. And now, for the first time, it starts to feel like a place someone will actually live.
This is exciting. It's nice to really see the inside take shape. Look at the ceiling. It's so tall. I love it. And these rooms feel so open. You know, they came in here and got this done so fast. Just a couple days, they had this entire house hung. And they did a really good job on the arch. This arch is really turning out. I am so excited to see it drywalled. Actually, they got it wet to make it so it would bend easier, and then they bent it, and then they just put tons of screws in. As you can see, they'll be spending a few hours trying to cover all these screw holes. They're gonna come here, and then they'll tape these joints here, and they'll put mud, they'll put corner bead on, cover up all these screw holes, and then after that, they will come and texture the walls, and this house is gonna start looking nice.
That first failed inspection set us back quite a bit. We had the sheetrocker and insulator both scheduled, and when one is thrown off, it starts to act like a domino effect where it starts affecting every other trade down the line to where it can really have a detrimental consequences on the schedule. Now that they're here and they're wrapping up what they're doing, it's like putting a lid on the box, so to speak. All of the functional parts of the home are now going to be covered up. It's going to look like a house. It's very relieving to see that happen. When that takes place, we will no longer have any inspections all the way up until final inspection. We're at the edge. We have lost all buffer time left on our schedule. Now moving forward, every trade's got to keep to a very tight timeline. It's a very unforgiving situation that we're in. That being said, I think all of the tradesmen that we have moving forward are very capable. We'll keep plugging along and full steam ahead.
This is one of my top 3 favorite things of the house. This brick is gonna look incredible. Mickey's got quite the challenge. He's gonna be doing tile all day long today. I'm pretty happy today. Let's see how it really turns out though, and we'll find out soon.